The period of seeing insanely high used car prices may finally be coming to an end. Manheim Auctions, which puts out a report and has an index for monitoring wholesale used car prices, just reported the single greatest drop on recorded history for the month of August. They saw a 4% drop in used car prices. Now, we've never seen anything like it, and this is major news. Now, industry experts are also anticipating an additional 1 to 2% drop in used car prices every single week from here on out, and we've seen 6 consecutive months of prices dropping. So this was major news, and as soon as it came out, people started flocking to the internet to figure out how they can sell their cars for the most money and the most efficient way possible. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down in this video. Now, don't worry, because used car prices are still 34% above what is considered normal. So that means you still have time to sell your car and to get a decent amount of money for it. Now, you guys already know I'm gonna ask, but make sure you hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me if you showed that support. So let's go over some of the best ways to sell your cars. These are the 3 top ways that I have personally sold my cars for the most money and also for it to be very time efficient. So let's get into it. So the reason why you want to act quickly if you need to sell your car is because you have to remember that Manheim tracks wholesale used car prices. And when wholesale prices are coming down, that means that precedes retail prices coming down. So you still have time to get a pretty decent value on the retail market if you need to sell your car. Now, my number 1 favorite way, which has yielded some great results in the past year, is actually selling back to the dealership that I purchased the car from. Now, when most people think about selling their cars back to the dealership, they typically think of it in terms of trading a vehicle in. But when you trade a vehicle in, it means that you are walking away with another vehicle, and you don't usually get the best value on trade-ins. What most people don't know is that you can actually sell your car back to the dealership without having to get into another car. So one of the things that I love to do is, if I'm considering selling to a dealership, is that you can literally drive around. Let's say the car that you have is a BMW. Drive around your local area and just take a look at the dealerships whose lots look a bit empty. Dealerships are still suffering with low inventory, and those are the dealers that are looking to bring on more cars and which will likely strike a good deal with you, because that's what I did. Now, one of the tactics that I used is when I went into the dealership, I did ask to work directly with the sales manager. And what I found is that you actually do have room to negotiate on the buyout offer, especially if you're a loyal customer and you purchase the vehicle from that dealership. So in my case, they were giving me a little bit of a lower offer than I liked. And literally my rebuttal was, hey, listen, you guys sold me the car. This is the deal that you put me in. I've been a loyal customer. I've bought a ton of cars from you guys. So please work with me a little bit on bringing this number back up, because in the future, I will likely buy from you guys again. And sure enough, with that little bit of negotiation with them, they were able to raise the price of the buyout offer. Now, what I loved about the experience of selling back to my dealership is that it was so quick and easy, and I had the ability to negotiate with somebody in person. And so that just made the whole transaction so seamless. Within 30 minutes, I was done and out of there. Car sold, paperwork signed, deal done, car off my plate. And so I really love to do that, and I think that's a very underutilized technique that most people don't use. If you're liking this video so far, and if you find it helpful, make sure you hit that like button. Okay, the number 2 way to sell your car, and this is gonna definitely be for the most money that you can get on the market, is to sell it privately. Now, I love selling cars privately because, of course, you can typically get the max offer versus trading in a car or selling it to an online retailer. However, when it comes to selling a vehicle privately, it is very time consuming, because you do have to take photos of the car, document it really well, provide a lot of paperwork, and hope that you find a buyer, and also sift through potential buyers and make sure that they actually qualify to purchase your vehicle. Now, the good thing about selling privately these days is that there are so many websites that you can list your car on and find a potential buyer. Now, an old school way of doing it, like I used to do back in the day, is listing your car on Craigslist. That's definitely one way of doing it, not one that I would totally recommend. You may want to take a more sophisticated route, such as listing it on autotrader.com, Car Gurus, or even Doug DeMuro's carsandbids.com, which are all awesome platforms to sell privately. And then finally, there is a newcomer onto the scene that I've heard from other Turo hosts that they've had really good experiences with, and that is tread.com. Now, the beauty of tread.com is that they do help you facilitate the sale. It's all done from private offers. And not only that, but you can really get offers from all across the country, kind of widening that pool of potential offers and buyers. But what's cool about tread.com is that they will even provide financing options to the buyer, kind of helping ease the sale of a car. Now, if you are looking for the documents that you need to sell a vehicle or more resources, I'm going to put some helpful links down in the description below so that you can check it out. And the number 3 way to sell your car is to an online retailer. Now, this is definitely going to be one of the quickest ways that you can offload a car. Now, over the last couple years, there's a couple of brands that have become very popular, such as Carvana, Vroom, Shift, and even CarMax. And all of these brands will give you instant cash offers. Now, what I love about Carvana and Vroom and Shift is that they will literally come pick up the car from your driveway, which makes it so easy. While CarMax will give you a cash offer, but you will likely have to go into one of their locations to complete the deal. Now, I have sold multiple cars over to Vroom earlier this year when the values were insane. And I absolutely love the process. They send you over some paperwork, you sign the deal, and literally within a few days, somebody was on my driveway picking up my vehicle and the deal was completely done. So it was extremely time efficient. And during that time, I was getting very good offers for vehicles. These days, you might not get the highest offers from online retailers, but again, depends on what your goal is. Are you trying to get the most money, or are you trying to move a car as quickly as possible? In any case, whichever method you do end up using, you want to make sure that you always shop all of your options and you get the highest offer that you possibly can and one that fits your needs. So in some cases, that may come from a private sale, or it might come from a dealership, or it may come from an online retailer, but you have to find the best one and execute on whichever one that is. So I hope you guys have found this helpful. Now, if you want to figure out which cars you should be offloading, there is a recent explosion in cars that have had really high theft rates. And I recently made a video about it, so you may want to check it out. And if you have one of those cars, you may strongly want to consider selling one of those. And on a final note, I personally would not buy cars from one of these online retailers such as Carvana or Vroom because there has been a lot of negative reviews about the quality of the vehicles. But if you are looking to sell, it's not a bad time to do so. So just remember that car prices are dropping, especially for used vehicles. And if you need to get out of a car because maybe you have a car payment that is just a bit too high for your needs, or it's a car that you're looking to exit out of anyways, now might be the time to do that. So I look forward to hearing from you guys down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think and what is your favorite way of selling a car.